Japan to expel Russia consul as ties worsen over Ukraine.
Here's a summary of the article.
Japan protested to Russia on Tuesday over a detention of a Japanese consulate official over espionage allegations, denying the allegations and accusing Russian authorities of abusive interrogation. Tokyo, Japan on Tuesday ordered the Russian consul in the northern city of Sapporo to leave the country within 6 days in retaliation for Moscow's expulsion of a Japanese diplomat last month for alleged espionage. Hayashi said Vice Foreign Minister Takeo Mori summoned Russian ambassador to Japan Mikhail Galuzin to inform him of the decision. Last month, Russia detained the Japanese consul in Vladivostok over espionage allegations and expelled him. The consul, Tatsunori Motoki, returned to Japan last week. The dispute is the latest example of worsening ties between the two countries following Japan's imposition of sanctions against Russia for its invasion of Ukraine. Japan and Russia have each expelled a number of diplomats, and Russia has halted peace negotiations with Japan that include talks on islands seized by the Soviet Union at the end of World War II. Last week, Prime Minister Fumio Kishida condemned Russia's annexation of parts of Ukraine and said Japan plans to impose more sanctions against Moscow.
This post received a score of 7,900, with an upvote ratio of 99%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
The Russian government fully endorsed North Korea's recent missile launch over Japan. Why would Japan want to be nice to them?
According to some reports, Russia summoned Japanese consul and bound and gagged him.
That's exactly what they did and then interrogated him illegally.
Imagine Russian logistics trying to supply those islands, couldn't even handle 100 miles across the border.
They should build a train? I kid. I rode it from St. Petersburg to Moscow, Moscow to Irkutsk, Irkutsk to Beijing back in 2005, also earned a degree in Japanese LNG and culture, including a class on Japan's history post-Tokugawa to modern, and wrote a focus paper on economic development post-war that required a bit of background on the events of World War I, Russo-Japan War, Japan's occupation of Manchuria.
Nice reduction.
I agree with this.
Let's retake the Kuril Islands and finally end WW2 with an Axis victory.
The master plan lol, it worked. Good for Japan, I don't blame them one bit. I can't imagine the constant stress Japan is under, having China, North Korea, and Russia as their closest neighbors. Even with the Three Stooges as neighbors, Japan is in a good position as the US is their ride or die. Plus their own army is no slouch. They also don't have very good relations with Korea either.
Yeah, but in a less deadly way these days.
Embrace history, Japan. Take the islands.
Authoritarianism is spiraling out of control in East Asia. I think Japan should start to remilitarize. A strong Japanese military, this time guided by freedom and democratic values and not imperialism, could be a solid counterweight to China, North Korea, and Russia.
Japan has a treaty with the US where the US gets involved if Japan is attacked. Japan also has their own defense-only force.
Yes, their self-defense destroyers that can carry F-35s.
When your neighbors are Russia, North Korea, and China, are you not a bit worried that Japan doesn't have anything stronger?
Japan is easily a top 10 military. Wouldn't be surprised if they're top 5. Small but very well equipped. Also they have US bases, as well as nearby South Korea, also strong military, also having US bases. Combined they're more than enough for that theater.
Japan and South Korea, last I checked, aren't exactly on good terms. They don't have outward hostilities towards each other, but really only work with each other out of an enemy of my enemy is a friend of mine mindset. And because the US does a lot to act as a bonding agent.
Japan, Taiwan, and South Korea all get along for that same reason.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.